Hi, this is Mike from MuRho. Today I'll be doing a presentation on the MuRho store and track system for Xero. Now, in this presentation, I'll start off with a background on who we are and what we do. After that, I will go through why you should consider the store and track online, especially if you have a Xero system. After which, I will also talk about how the store and track online system works for Xero. Once this is completed, I will then cover the benefits and result of using this system. And lastly, what is the cost of using this system? Now, who are we? Now, MuRho is actually a local company, and we have been in business for slightly more than 20 years now. This software is actually a locally developed software, and we have actually more than 10,000 of the users in Singapore using this system at the moment. We are also supported by the Singapore government in two areas. The first one is by this organization called IMDA, and they cater for SMEs. The second one is by another organization in Singapore called NCSS, and they cater mainly for the charity organization. So what do we do? What do we sell? We have actually 5 solutions. The first solution, which is the store and track, is what we will be covering today. This is actually an inventory and asset management system. We also sell the sell and track, which is an inventory and sales order management system. And for manufacturing companies, we have this module called manufacture and track. We also have another system called order and track. This is actually a B2B ordering system for customers who wants to do online ordering, or for the salesman who wants to do ordering on behalf of their customers. And lastly, we have another module called Connect and Track. This is actually an API connector that enables you to connect to popular software, like, for example, accounting system or ERP system, or maybe web stores like Shopify and all this. Now, why the store and track online for Xero? We have 2 points. The first point is we enhance the inventory management for Xero. The second point is we are basically an official partner for Xero, and you can find us in the Xero web store. Below is actually a link that you can connect to the Xero web store later on when you have the presentation materials. Now, besides this, what are the key enhancements that we have done for Xero so far? Firstly, we provide a packing list and a delivery order. This is something lacking in the Xero system, which we can help enhance your inventory management. Besides that, we also have the multi-unit of measure. Now, you can actually now track, for example, in meters, in kg, in drums, or in pieces, things like that, with this multi-unit of measure. Besides that, we do provide multi-location tracking. So this again is a feature that we have provide to enhance the inventory tracking within Xero. So currently, if you look at the Xero system, they provide an inventory for the total inventory. However, if you use our conjunction with our software in conjunction with Xero, you can now extend the visibility of your inventory to multiple warehouses, and within the warehouse, you can even drill down to the bin location. Besides that, another popular functions that a lot of people require is batch number and expiry date tracking. This is particularly useful if you are in the food industry or in the medical industry, where batch number tracking and expiry date tracking is very important. Now, the traceability of this enables you to now do first in, first out, and first expire, first out using our system. We also provide a BOM, which is very useful for companies who are dealing with manufacturing. A simple example is basically maybe you have a recipe for your manufacturing, or maybe you could have just a simple assembly system where you need the relationship between the child item, which is, we call it the raw materials, and the final product, which is the finished item itself. So we provide this bond, which is a formula for you to relate between the parent and the child item. And also, we provide the traceability through batch number, also or serial number tracking within the parent-child relationship itself. Now, besides that, we provide alerts if you are low on stock, or if your item is about to expire. Let's say, for example, 3 months from now, 1 month from now, you can set in the settings. We provide through dashboard, through email notification, or just simply through reports, this alerts for both low level and expiry date tracking. Now, besides that, we provide also barcode label print. So a lot of times, a lot of our customers require to print barcode labels, and we have this function to enable you to pull down from the database the SKU, and you can print the barcode labels for that particular SKU itself. Besides that, we have a mobile app that can provide you with the ability to do scanning in and scanning out for goods received and goods issued. And this mobile app, you can find it on the Android App Store, and you can just download on any mobile device with an integrated barcode scanner. Besides that, we also provide validation against a pick list or a receiving list. So a pick list is typically maybe an invoice downloaded from Xero, and then it's converted into a pick list in our system, where then when you do the picking, we can direct you to where to go to pick the item based on the inventory that's available at maybe at the racking or at the shelving location. And beside, we will then validate for you using the scanning technology on the incorporated in the mobile device, where basically we will make sure that the correct item is issued out to the customer itself. This applies the same for receiving, where you have maybe a bill that syncs down with from Xero to our system, and then we do the goods received against the receiving list. Lastly, we provide what we call a proof of delivery. Proof of delivery is just basically an app that we have on the mobile device where you can download on any Android phone. And then when you do delivery, just like in any courier company that you come across, you usually have somebody that allows you to get a signature at the point of delivery itself from the customer itself. So when you reach that location, you just let the customer sign on the app itself, and then we can enable both parties to receive an email notification where basically there'll be a signature on the electronic DO itself as proof of delivery. We will also capture who is the one that received the item, what time was it received, and more importantly also, we have a GPS location tracking where we can actually pinpoint the exact location of delivery through the Google Map app. Now, how does the store and track online system works with Xero? So basically, there are two scenarios. The first scenario is for distribution tracking, where you just buy and you sell. So in this scenario, we will have two links. We will link to Xero in our inbound order by the billing module, and then we will link to Xero invoicing module to our outbound order. So whenever you create a bill for receiving, we will the bill will automatically sync with as an inbound order in our system. After that, you can do a goods receipt against the inbound order, where there will be a validation using the scanners. We can print receiving list, and we also can capture the batch number, expiry date of the item if you have, or even serial number of that particular item. Now, after you do receiving, we support multiple location where basically you can have, like, for example, warehouse 1, warehouse 2, warehouse 3, whichever warehouse that you want to receive the item. And then when you receive into the item itself, into the warehouse itself, you can now distinguish which bin location you are putting the item at. So maybe you can have 100 bin location, and you can say, oh, item A now is residing in bin number 5, and then item B is in bin number 6. So you can drill down to the particular bin location. Now, Then when the invoice is synced with the MuRho system, it will come in as an outbound order. The outbound order, there'll be an automatic email notification that can be configured to send to the store to tell the store that, hey, there's an order now. I need you to do the picking. Now, usually, for most of my customers, they would then take out a mobile device with the app on it. And in this app, it will direct you based on the outbound order that is downloaded from Xero to where you need to do the picking of the item. Let's say, for example, the item is located in bin number 5. Then the system will just direct you to go to bin number 5 to pick the item. Now, of course, there could be certain criteria configured, like, for example, first in, first out, or first expire, first out. First in, first out is based on receiving date. First expire, first out is based on expiry date. So my system can sort it out according to first in, first out, or first expire, first out, and then direct you to that item based on the criteria that you have set. Now, upon picking of the item itself, there's a further verification to validate, number one, are you picking up the correct item? So example, if you're supposed to pick item A, you accidentally pick item B, the system should be smart enough to prompt you to tell you that, hey, this item is incorrect. You should not be picking for that particular order itself. So it will prevent you from issuing the wrong product to the customer itself. Upon confirmation of the picking itself, we can then also print a packing list and the DO. Now, in our packing list, we can even sort out by example, if you pack your items by multiple cartons, we can even do what we call capturing what is inside carton 1, carton 2, carton 3, and then we can print a carton label. And in the carton label itself, it can detail what is inside the carton for you. Besides that, we can print the packing list, and in the packing list, it can detail carton 1, carton 2, carton 3, and what is inside each carton in your packing list itself. Then lastly, you can also print what we call a delivery order to complement the Xero system. So when you print the delivery order, if you have batch number or serial number, the batch number or serial number can be also printed out on the DO itself. Now, after that, when you do delivery, right, you can even load it up into a truck where your driver can deliver to your customer. And then upon the point of delivery itself, you can then actually get them to sign off using our mobile app. And in the mobile app, we will capture the signature on the DO itself. We'll capture who is the one that signed, what time did he sign, and also what is the GPS location using Google Maps. So these are just some of the key functions that we can do for inbound, outbound in the distribution environment. Now, besides that, we also have some more additional functions, like, for example, you can do stock take and stock audit. Stock take is actually, the difference between stock take and stock audit is just simply, stock take is a blind stock take, where basically, when you do a stock take, right, you don't tell the operator what is inside the store. You just do a stock take. The stock audit basically is used mainly, maybe if you have a consignment, like you put it at the customer's place, and then in the mobile device, it will show what are you expected to see the inventory at the customer's place. And then you do your stock take. And at the end of the day, there'll be a summary table showing what stock take has been taken, and also what is the expected quantity that you're supposed to have, and then the differences. So upon that, you can actually get a sign off from the customer itself, and both parties can receive a signed copy of the stock audit report itself. Then, of course, we have another function which is quite popular called kit and dekit and label print. Now, kit and dekit is basically a bomb for you to build on it. And it's usually used in a situation where you have a manufacturing environment, which brings me to scenario number 2. Now, in the manufacturing environment, what happens is you have raw materials and you have finished goods. So usually what we will do is we will create a location called raw material location and finished goods location. So when you're doing production, you can actually do goods receipt, same method as what I explained earlier about how we do billing, and then goes to inbound order, and then you do a goods receipt. Now, when you have the raw material, you can then transfer to the production. In the production floor, you can use a BOM, which is under the kit and the kit module. And in here, you can have a formulation to say, okay, these are the parent item. No, this is child item that needs to form the parent item. So let's take, for example, maybe you might want to make some sauces in a food industry. So you have a recipe, right? So what are the raw ingredients required to make maybe 1 drum of this particular sauce? So what will happen is it will auto consume the child item to form the parent item based on the BOM that's provided. Now, once this finished item is completed, we will then be able to transfer to the finished goods warehouse, where we will also capture the batch number and expiry date, same as in the raw material, where we'll capture the batch number, expiry date. After that, you can create a invoice in Xero, where it will sync as an outbound order, where then I can do the pick and issue against the outbound order. And same thing, I will be able to print a packing list. I'll be able to print a DO with the batch number, or even if you have item with serial number, the serial number can be registered in the delivery order. Then after that, the same thing, you can then do the delivery using our mobile app for delivery confirmation. So basically, this is how, in a nutshell, how our system works with Xero. Now, I'll be doing another presentation on the demo on how the system works. So later on, you can click onto the demo presentation to see in detail how the system works. But this is just a general overview of the 2 different scenarios that we have with Xero. Now, what is the benefits and result of using this system? So we have a few categories. In the benefits, right? Firstly, this provides an integrated barcode technology for your inventory tracking. We then provide you with automated data capture, where you can use scanning technology together with the barcode that is provided in the system. With our mobile app, you now become paperless. You can now use the app itself to do the scanning for goods received and goods issued. And with the app itself, we can do validation at the computer level. So it actually now, you don't need to worry about validating using the operator to do the manual validation. The system will help you validate. So like say, for example, in this pick list, you're supposed to take item A, accidentally you take item B, the system will be able to smart enough to check for you, to see whether this is the correct item that's been issued to the customer. And so what is the advantage now? It takes the load off the operator by freeing them from the paperwork. And also, we have a whole bunch of reports included in this inventory system of called Store and Track Online. Now, what are the results? So the results basically is this system provides you real-time control, number one. It makes your system more efficient, your operation more efficient. Then the turnaround time is a lot faster because now you automate your goods received and you automate your goods issued. It minimizes error because the system checks for you. And most importantly, it minimizes the firefighting within your organization. Now, how many times every now and then you hear stories where you pick the wrong item and then you need to return the item and then you need to send it back, things like that. All this firefighting will be minimized totally with using the system. So lastly, what is the cost of the system? Well, the cost is only $30 per month. This is a very, very cost-effective system where we price it for 5 users at $30 per month. So hopefully, this will give you an introduction now to this Store and Track Online for Xero that we are providing. And if you need more information, below are some details for your reference. Here you can contact me on this page itself, my email address, or you can go to my website for more information. Or if you want to do a free trial on the Xero App Store, you can just go on this link and basically you can go to try it out for free for 30 days. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead then. Bye-bye.